Hello and welcome to HCA Majors. We have got Greyhounds versus Gary's OnlyFans, better known as GOF versus 116. This is going to be a great game today. We're on SME. We've got Checkpoint as our middle point. I don't think either team would have been fancying a fight over Checkpoint because I don't think anyone enjoys it, which means we're absolutely going to enjoy every second of this. I think it's going to be a great go in here. Let's take a quick look at the map here and looking at the points. We've got Vauleville into a western approach, and then Checkpoint, Maison de Creek, and Ruisseau de Ferme. This is going to be an interesting one. There's no doubt about that. Immediately, what I'm noticing here, I'm on the Greyhound side here. Immediately, what I'm noticing is just two recon tanks being in play. So they've gone for a double recon tank opening. This one is just actually a solo, which is interesting. This one is being two-manned. So definitely something interesting going on with what Kale's doing. So we'll keep an eye on that. They've got two supply trucks up as well. We've got Feet Tony there playing the commander for GOF 116, and then Luck Gummy there as a spotter in the supply truck taking the long route around to the north. So got a couple of different rules in today. Normally HCA matches, they've got a standard set of rules. This one's got a slightly off-standard set of rules. As you can see, there's no artillery defenses being built here, and that's for one very good reason. There is one untouchable artillery player, so Florian here is not going to be dying once this game. And why is that interesting with Checkpoint? Because it's a great artillery map. Oh boy, is it a great artillery map. This guy is going to shut down one of these approaches into the point, and it is going to be unusable for 90 minutes. And that is exactly the same for GOF. They have got one untouchable artillery player, and also nodes are untouchable as well. So there is no reason for Recon to be going back to HQs, essentially, in this game, which is going to be great because we're going to see slightly different things from Recon. I can actually just see my microphone ever so slightly peaking as I talk here, so very quickly I'm actually just gonna, so I can talk a little bit louder, because I like to do that. I'm gonna turn myself down a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see me. See me? You can't see me at all. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay here. But the match is starting now, and we're seeing trucks starting to move in here. It looks like a fairly standard opening from GOF by the looks of things. One truck going into the center, one truck going up into the town in the north. And I bet if we look down here, yeah, just one truck on this southern side with not too many players, just Craven and Monarch. We've just seen an explosion here, though. Was that a truck? Oh, a truck snipe. That must have been Kale. That must have been what Kale was up to. He was stopped and now he's moving again. So we've actually just seen an entire GOF truck go down here. Unbelievable start. What a hit from Kale that is. So that's going to give this center point here to Checkpoint, to the Greyhounds. I don't see any way that they're going to be able to get back into this unless... Oh, the tanks have diverted into the center here. Stuart and the Greyhound are just inside the point here. And that's going to give them a decent amount of cap weight. Let's take a look. We've got a two-man here, Bullet and Muck Snapper. That goes down, though. Good hit from whatever that was. We've got Bebo, Filtress, Fudge, and Hans in the Stuart. And also the medium now is getting itself into the point with Nah, Excessnate, and Omen of War. Infantry starting to make their way up the water channel as they come off those the garrisons that they've built here. But taking a look over at this three-story mansion here, we do see Prankster getting pretty far into enemy lines, and Imox as well, who's a little ratty boy, getting himself into the gardens. So they've gone for a nice wide approach here, GOF, and they'll be able to pressure back inwards. But at the moment, neither team particularly getting too much of a presence across the road, but GOF certainly in a better stance for that. We see an artillery mark go up by Florian here, and I love the fact that we're going to get to see his artillery marks. If he keeps using attack marks, I'm going to be a happy boy, because he is going to absolutely slay there if he gets artillery dropping. So that's going to be fantastic to see. Let's take a look at the map, see what we've got tank-wise. We've got Luke's in the point. Is that a Panzer IV as well into the point? we see the recon tank here, the Puma, getting itself around the side, takes down Monarch, and the mid-cap does go to the Greyhounds. So great start from the Greyhounds there. Picking up that opening truck snipe was absolutely crucial, and now the artillery is going to absolutely lay waste to this this waterway here. Mucksnapper now into anti-tank. He's going to be trying to make his way forward, though he seems to maybe be stuck next to his tank. I'm not entirely sure. He's just hiding away next to it. Stewart there, still in the point though. Not going to allow players to get through, which is nice. Flares going up as well already. Let's take a look. That's going to be a GOF flare there. You can see just down here though, Sir cuts off and he's got himself across the road. Looks like they might have cleared up Imox as well. Steve trying to get wide, but yeah, they did clear up Imox. Boto is up here, takes down Steve. Plenty of close-up battles here for us to get stuck into. Let's go take a look down here at Decativas here. Oh, he's running away from the fight. Never mind. Myth also running away from the fight. They're not going to go challenge inside this garden here. It would be a little bit mad. We see Madini there playing for the Greyhounds, moving from core, I believe. The tank sim goes down on this medium Sherman. It's in a hell of an exposed position. They will be able to get this fairly easily with AT, I would have thought, but maybe they're just going to go for the satchel. Nah hops out. He's going to pick up Pan here, gets the kill. The Stanot takes down Nah, so now this is just a two-man tank. AT can kill this easy. I'm not sure why they're trying to chase it down with satchels when you can just get the Panzerschreck out. But then again, I guess people just do not enjoy playing with the KIR. You know, it's not my favourite gun, that's for sure. Artillery goes down again, another fantastic marker. I do have stats today, which is nice, so the opening stats are going to be certainly interesting. We could actually see this AT gun from GOF here, a pre-placed AT gun trying to cover off this southern side, potentially going to go down. They are turning as quick as they can there, but the Lux comes in and takes down the AT gun. The recon tank goes down as well, but to AT, that was I Poop Naked, taking down the recon tank on the south side. Stanot is progressing so far up here, though. They are making really, really good ground at this stage. This fight over the town, though, this is going to be one of the key zones. Whoever wins this, I feel like, is going to go on and win the game. Retaking town is absolutely possible. You can go so far wide pretty quickly and get back in pretty quickly. But control over this gardens area here is absolutely crucial. Let's take a quick look at our map here and see how these teams are setting themselves up, or at least how the Greyhounds are setting themselves up. We can see just a couple of garrisons up in the front already. Very, very nice indeed. I suspect we might see one come up forward as well once Stanot gets himself into that zone. His outpost there, totally safe. In general, though, we're seeing double recon coming in wide on the point here, looking like they're going to try and get themselves an attacking garrison up to the north of Maison. King's Squad, I'm surprised by this, down in the south, able to make really good progress up this road here. And so that is surprising me. And the fact that Charlie Squad are getting up so far as well, particularly uncontested, is a little bit of a shock as well to me. They've actually managed to get themselves all the way up this waterway thanks to the artillery from Florian. Just have a quick cough there, I do apologise. So that artillery has now moved from Florian, is allowed Stanot to get all the way up and into the point just there. And we can even see down on the south side, we've got 3 squad leaders down here. They're clearly struggling to get back into the fight because there's no way you're committing 3 squad leaders worth of players. You know, obviously, we'll see a good rotation of players into that zone as and when needed, but 3 outposts, it's too many for me personally. I don't know about that one. Fight over the town, though, is absolutely going in the way of Greyhounds, but GOF are holding on to it. There's no doubt about that. They're putting a good fight in. We've got nice and last breath there, I think, as snipers are getting their way forward. And we did see the commander go down there as well. Over inside checkpoint, we're seeing probably more players than I thought we'd see down here, to be honest with you. Certainly a decent presence still within this point. Since here is taking this this MG spot across the field. He's going to be trying to lock that down. You can see his traces flying across as well. You can see where he's aiming for. And at the same time, Caffey here doing similar things. The Panzer IV's made its way forward now, though. They've not gone down. They've managed to kill that medium Sherman at the same time. And they can now start getting fairly aggressive with this Panzer IV. And really pressuring them. Oh no, the 76 takes it down one hit. No fuss there from the 76. That was Bebo and his tank crew have set up nice and defensively there. They're in a good spot. They're probably going to want to move now. They've killed a tank. They will get marked pretty quickly after that. The tank crew will have a rough idea of where they were shot from. So they're going to want to just shuffle out of the way. The angle itself is pretty good, so I expect we'll see 76s in that zone a little bit more often, especially with this repair station here in good positioning. Cabose there, trying to pressure up high. He's just got to be laying down here. I don't even know. Yeah, he's just crawling. Look at this guy. What a Chad. You love to see it. He's probably going to pick off Skyfe there as the MG set up. And now we see just a little bit of infantry down here pushing their way. Medini getting close up to Senpu now in this waterway. It is difficult to see people within here. Senpu is just sitting inside this bush. Gets his outpost taken out though. Medini scores that one quite nicely. Senpu doesn't seem to have noticed though, and Medini's right into the point here. Totally unchallenged into the point. He's going to come up against a couple of players there. They've got an outpost. Blums goes down as well as Robert. 6'9". Gets the trade though and takes down Medini. That outpost lives to see another day. Let's take a look over at the town and see how we're doing. Pretty much a stalemate in this side here. But I think crucially we see Imox and Shen take an incredibly wide route around into the rear of Greyhounds. They'll look to try and pressure them out of the zone, I would imagine, with a quick bit of play. Chris goes down there from Greyhounds to Shadow of Death, and he's going to be calling his infantry now up towards him. Le Big Mac there, he did see Shadow of Death, but he does make a little bit of a shuffle out of the way, and he lives to fight another day. I'm just going to start the poll. I'm 15 minutes ahead of you guys, so I'm going to start the predictions in the chat. So let's do that. I say got it. There you go. Everyone complaining about me lying in chat. I can't help it if the game starts late. It'll start for you guys in a minute. 15 minutes ago, I suppose. That's the worst rocket I've seen from Rap. What the fuck was that? He just shot it as his own squad leader. Buddy, maybe we need to take that away from you. I'm not too sure about that one. This is great here, though, from Greyhounds. They've made that incredibly difficult push on this south side, and they've made it with relative ease. Now, they are going to be facing 76 with double rep stations, so not going to be easy to take down. The 76 will be able to just shuffle itself around in here at relative ease. It sat in front of one just now. 76 won't be too comfortable, though, in that position. Let's take a look at the map, because surely we've got a Panther coming up. We do. We've got Chill Music coming through with his Panther and another recon tank, but that recon tank goes down to infantry over there, because we do know that we saw infantry in this area. That was Kit who took them down. Imox gets taken out. Feet Tony on the defensive now. Riot is taken down a back garrison as well. We've got double locked garrisons in the back here. Shadow of Death has got it locked. He's surely grabbing this, trying to take it down. Feet Tony, he's just taking his time. He sees him. Shadow of Death tries to get the trade off. But he'll be nearly taking this down, I would imagine. Tony here trying to just peek through the hedge. And he does grab him, saves the garrison. Well, nicely played there. It's going to keep that alive. But it will be marked now. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be marked. It's going to be found in pretty short order. We see Riot there taken down as well. And actually, I love this use of a recon plane here. They know that they've got infantry behind them, so they're going to see what the pressure is and how much they need to commit. They know that they don't particularly need recon planes on the front line because they know where they are. And actually, interestingly, Greyhounds here seems to have totally flipped all the way round Gardens. They've absolutely shoved GOF out of this zone, and they've pushed all the way round to Cemetery here, which is what an interesting play to make. Rather than taking this direct route, they're just going to stack as few players into that into this meat grind zone as they can and just hold it with just a couple of people. Since here, he's making his way up slowly. He is just there to hold, though, I think. He doesn't particularly need to make any ground up without any friends with him. So unless Kieran starts to make his way forward, I think he'll probably just hang out there. Artillery mark there goes down. It's a great spot, in my opinion. Obviously, there's no one there, so nothing particularly doing from that artillery. But it's designed to shut that zone down, and it certainly will do that and stop anyone being able to come up that way. Stanot is still in this waterway, and he's going to be in there for a long time. In this game, he is not going to be moving too far, I wouldn't have thought. Even with artillery from GOF coming down, I don't think there's going to be too much of a chance for them to actually get through that zone. Greyhounds here going super wide around the point, though, and they've forced a lot of players from GOF to respond to them, which is going to be really, really nice. If they can make that quick flip into the meat grind pressure, if they could just get a quick flip into Stanot's OP and really pressure forward, they're going to need to take down Robert. They're going to need to take down Muck Snapper. Going to need to take down Out of Bounds as well. But realistically, just getting rid of Robert, that MG up in the window, they'll be in pretty good shape, in my opinion. Let's take a look at the map, though, because this Greyhound's pressure is so interesting. How wide they're taking this. We can see, actually, they have that sort of shape. In fact, actually, it's even more than that, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's going all the way around Mason, and they're really looking to just squeeze in. This is the sort of map control that they're going to try and get here. So the main thing that they did differently, I think, to what perhaps you might expect, they don't have too much within the meat grind zone. They pushed up enough people to take control of this area and take control of that zone. They did the exact same down south. They pushed up just enough people down there to go take control of it. They've got infantry in there. As long as they've got an outpost, they can get more people in. And then what they've done is they've absolutely stacked this northern sector, and we'll see them now start to move their way down here, like they're doing very systematically, and they'll start pressuring down until they can get a hold of close north on Mason. And then they'll just look to really strangle out that point. They're 3-2 up. They've got the winning objective right now, but they're keeping the pressure up here on GOF, and that's really nice to see. We are seeing some infantry now from Sempu's squad make their way down south. Fenya there takes down Craven. Skyfy's still in there as well. But Caboso there, still alive, still got his outpost up. I don't think he's going to last too long down there. Don't think they'll be too worried by that. Again, it's a difficult push to try and get across this southern side here. Crony, pasta bake for tea. Oh, I love a pasta bake. I'm a big fan. I had a fake KFC. I'm a massive, but pasta bake is a great shout. To be fair, that might be an option for next week that I go for. Okay, bigger spawn wave coming in here from Stanot's outpost, and actually they've pushed all the way forward now. We'll see what Stanot does with his outpost. So he's clearly pushed it a little bit further than he had it. They're getting players into the strong point here. They are going to get artilleried. Artillery from both teams dropping so close to each other. But Florian here looking at just trying to nail some of these outposts in this northern side. Stand up, gets himself bandaged up. Senpu's having to now drop back up towards Mason thanks to this. And this is what I was talking about. This is what they've done here. Do you remember when I said it'll be interesting to see when they flip the front pressure? And that's exactly what they've done. They stand up, got a garrison up. I called this garrison at the start of the game. I called that one and said they get this one up, flip this northern pressure, all coming into the front door of Mason, and just really try and rush it. Leave just enough. Look, just leave enough in the north so that you don't lose this ground. Because once you lose this ground up north, you're going to lose a lot of this area at the same time, I think. But it's great. It's really interesting to see how they flip that pressure into the point. It's a shame they lost this southern side here. Caboso there just couldn't quite get it under control, unfortunately. And now they're just spawning plenty of people forward into the meat grind, straight forward here. You can see Kieran's looking a little bit nervous to that north side because actually they've totally lost all pressure up here. And that's what I mean. They flipped it all down to the south. That's a really nice play. I like the style of that. They did that very, very quickly. Got a big spawn wave in. It didn't pay off, unfortunately, and now they can reset. Double 76s up for GOF here onto the southern side. That's not a surprise for me. They're not going to be sending tanks through the north, just due to how claustrophobic it is in those streets. However, you can absolutely make a big difference with these tanks on the south side, and they're still keeping this pressure up here. One long-range shot there from the 76 onto the Panther. We did hear a ricochet a minute ago, but that 76 goes down. Couldn't get in range of its repair station, unfortunately. And so that's a nice pick-off there from the first Panther. We do have double Panther here. One Panther goes down, though. 76 here. Nas 76 picks off the second Panther from 116. So they've just traded that. And look at this. Gironi there and Picasso just putting this Luke's on the front door, and this is great. I love to see this because they know their tanks are on the south side. They know that they're engaged with Panthers, so they're going to feel relatively safe. They know that bazookas can't pressure a Luke's from the front. They'd have to get to the rear, they'd have to get to the sides, and they're unable to do this due to the presence of infantry, and that artillery is just devastating as it comes in here. So this Luke's is fascinating. They're going to put a Stuart in to deal with it. Stuart's going to be diving. It is already damaged. Romulus looking to try and get involved. Could get picked off pretty quick, though. This is a shame, actually. This Luke's takes one shot from Mutt Snapper, gets himself wedged on the end here, and he's going to go down to Mutt Snapper. He's going to get taken out. Gironi gets out and actually lives, though. Interesting. So he's going to try and stay a bit of a nuisance by just being alive out here. Artillery's still killing plenty of people. It's such a shame they dived to that Luke's there, though. Totally unnecessary, if you ask me personally. Should have kept it on the edge and just kept that incredible pressure up. Caboso has managed to get himself far up again. Monarch takes him down, and Skyfy there trying to get a little bit of width on them as he drags back with his MG. But the Panther is looking that direction. The 76 is looking to peak. At the moment, it's quieting down over at Maison de Creek, and I do wonder where the next set of pressure is going to come from. Be interesting to see, because we've not seen too much of this infantry in the rear here, and how that's been able to affect the game. Kit is still alive, interestingly enough. Obviously, we don't get to see their outposts, but there must be something in the back here, or something about that, or he's the rattiest little boy you've ever seen. Because certainly that is, he's been alive for a long time back there. Tango Fuzzmeister, looking to pressure the north of this town. He's going to need to get a bit of a wriggle on, though, unless he's just waiting on something. I'm not too sure what he's up to. No, he looks kind of like he's just gone AFK, actually. But there's a little bit of infantry looking towards him in Belos and Gecko that he's trying to pick off. They don't have an idea where he is for now. 116 forcing GOF into defending cemetery here by just taking these incredibly wide routes and keeping that the pressure up, which is really, really nice to see. However, that frontline pressure has pretty much disintegrated here as artillery, I believe, starting to fall on that garrison. Not going to be getting too many spawn waves in on that one. But Caboso still here in the south. He's still fighting up against 76 and this squad down here. There is a garrison here, so we see a lot of players spawning on that. A decent spawn wave pushing forward. Monarch takes down Caboso as he redeploys there to get spawned back in. Bruce Willie goes down. I hate his name, but it is Bruce Willie, not Bruce Willis. Gets taken out, and the MG just suppressing. Swarm trades with Fenya, though. And they've cleared up the infantry. Salat is... I don't know how Salat's managed this one, but he's been a little rat boy in this waterway. Took down one player. The 76 knows he's there, but not exactly entirely sure, as they just shoot the waterway here. With that garrison down south, they must have something on this northern side that they can spawn on to defend with, because Medini and Profex are pushed up pretty far now. It was reheated in the microwave. That's a shame. I'm sorry that you reheated it in a microwave. You know, you could have done better for yourself, quite frankly. I think you've let yourself down. So let's take a look at the predictions. It's 95% going towards 116. With it closing in just 1 minute. Good lord, people are betting on 116. It must have been that opening truck snipe that did it. With the cap mid meta at the moment, we see very little 4-1 or 5-0s. And we just see 3-2s, and obviously the defensive teams are always in with a better shout than an attacking team. But wow, I can't believe how many people have put themselves towards 116 there. Crazy bets coming in from that, 6.1k channel points on the line. This... Have we just seen a tank go down here, actually? It could have been just the rep station got taken out. It was. There is 276 corpses. So as I was looking at the channel predictions, just saw a 76 go down, which is a shame for GOF. They've been out-traded on heavies for now. Nah is still up here, though. So it's clear that their tanks have been kind of given sort of pre-positioned areas that they need to go sit in. That they have to control. Nars clearly the southern side of this tank, and then we've got oh, I can't remember the other tanker. I'm sorry, guy who's got hands. Can't remember. I'm sorry. Just closer up to the point. Here we go though. GOF making some moves here, absolutely pressuring checkpoint at this stage, or with the ability to pressure checkpoint at this stage. They could get surrounded, but to be fair though, we've got a little bit of the siege. It was the siege of Alesia. Julius Caesar got his walls put up around himself. You know, Myth and Co down here are being sandwiched between the Point and Black Swan, but then they're being sandwiched by Tango and Shen. So quite a nice play here from GOF with nice layers of attack to really be able to squeeze these guys out of zone. But for now, the strong point is still safe. They do have players roaming around there. Imok's being a bit of a nuisance by getting in behind the little ratty boy. But he'll get challenged at some point soon. And we can even see the artillery, for the first time, has actually moved itself off of the meat grind and actually into the town in the north here. So the poll just closed for me, and it looks like, yeah, 116 with 95% of the vote. Thank you very much for everyone that did vote there. Yeah, and Wix, I did say that the Panzer IV can get aggressive, but the tank immediately died. You know, I just assumed they wouldn't have the 76 up that early, if I'm honest with you. I didn't check the time. But yeah, no, I don't. I don't tank very often. I used to tank a lot more than I do now. Still keeping this frontline pressure up. I'd like to see maybe one of these squads taking this road area, though. The Panther now is the furthest forward in terms of defending that. Bebo's ran quite far unchallenged here. and he's just going to continue running. He may have actually been able to see Ritter there, but he doesn't. Gets taken out. Ritter there, good awareness on that one. And there's a decent little fight going on over here with the recon from Bullet and Shadow of Death, and then Prankster as well. Even got a Panzer IV up in the mix. Plenty of players back here. Shadow of Death hiding up on this rooftop, unseen for now. Do we have a little fight inside the house? We do. Kieran wins that trade. Shadow of Death still unseen. He's pulled out his pistol. He's just going to hide, I think, isn't he? He's got his rifle back out. Takes down Feet Tony. Kieran taking a look. Spots him up on the rooftop, though. Nice play from Kieran. Great awareness from him here. And we can see now, Bebo got the knowledge. Sorry. You know, Bebo got the knowledge that they weren't defending this zone too heavily, and they can now start trying to get more players up. Klex and Luck Gummy there, starting to defend that off now, and even Profex and Ritter have pressed up far as well. Stanot once again, he's still got his garrison up, he's still in the meat grind, he's not going anywhere. He is going to have, he's absolutely crucial to the way this game is flowing right now. Able to keep just any amount of pressure forward there, and really making a nuisance of himself. The Panther's starting to peak down on the south side though. 76 is just covered off by the hedgerow as he backs off. He's next to his rep station. We'll see if he goes peak at all. Lots of infantry just spawn back at Mason though, clearly feeling threatened. That Panther now moving forward though. Looks like another rep station gone down. That Panther will be called out at this stage. You would have thought. I Poop Naked definitely sees it. 6'9", 120 pounds. Definitely knows it's there. They do have the garrison in this courtyard, though. It's incredibly exposed. You can splash that with HE relatively easily if you know it's in there. So we'll see how that goes. Interesting smoke from GOF. It's really not doing anything, but for right now, we're seeing great play from 116. The retreat back to defend town to the north of checkpoint, and then the subsequent now pressure back out in towards Mason is just fantastic. Medini being a little rat boy again, get himself into the house, takes down 2, takes down 3 in fact, and gets himself onto the garrison. He's going to go down. As he doesn't get killed by a friendly bombing run, but he takes the garrison on point. And now, with all those players being down, it's up to squad leaders to ensure that their outposts stay alive before they can reset that garrison. Calgon's pressed forward as well, though. Stanot's about to get aggressive, one might have thought. 76 trying to get the angle, though. But he's not going to get the angle on that 76. Totally covered off by the trees. And as soon as he peaks this, I think he's going to get taken by this Panther. He is in a good kiting position though. They stop just as they round it. They are unseen for right now. They must have an idea of where that Panther is. But he will be unseen. Panther doesn't know he's kiting in yet either. He's pushed forward a little bit more. Surely they can see this now. No, they can't. Just heard a shot go out. Panther onto 76 here. So this second 76 takes a bit of a hit there. Shot goes out from the 76. No hit on the Panther though. Just hits that hedgerow. It's a really nice kiting position there. First hit goes in on the Panther. Surely that Panther's going to drop off now. He's got to retreat. He's not set in reverse. That's a huge misplay. Second shot gets blocked. Third shot gets blocked by the hedge as well. And now Rambo there is able to rep that tank up. This 76 got too aggressive now. This Panther got too aggressive now and gets taken out as well. Not sure what's taking him. Potentially just an AT gun, maybe infantry. Highly unlikely it's infantry, actually. But Kieran now, he's got his outpost, surely, all the way progressed up into the trenches here. And with Stanot being able to get aggressive as well. And artillery dropping on a garrison mark. I don't see a garrison in this area. Potentially there's one nearby though, but artillery is shredding and making a whole lot of damage here. Caffey gets himself up. West Kataris goes down. Strong point control for now is actually very, very slowly flipping into favour of 116. Kieran gets taken down, though. His outpost is up. There's a poor spawn wave onto that one, though. I would have liked to have seen a full 5-man spawn wave come into there. It's only Cadaver alive, and even he goes down as I say it. Profix as well goes down. GOF doing well here to actually just slowly whittle the numbers down within their strong point as they're trying to fight across the map elsewhere. We see a couple of players up in town for now. Luck Gummy looking to getting close and personal though. Gotta have an outpost or something within this zone. They're not seeing each other for just now. And into the rear of the point, we've got Luminol and Bullet and Myth now taking that ratty little approach. He's surely going to spot Ruid here, though, as he pops out here. No, the bush is in the way. Does spot him in the end and takes him down. Let's take a look at the map for a second and just reassess what's going on. Long play here from Greyhounds as they look to take George squad leader here, potentially all the way round to the rear of Mason and start squeezing them. They'll look to try and take control of checkpoint again as well, I would imagine, and they'll try to get some infantry into this potentially easy squad. But town control is looking particularly ropey here, and in fact their Panther down south was taken out as well. So right now the tank battle is in favour of GOF due to the fact they've got their 76s up. However, for just the minute, well, GOF are being able to hold them off with just Kieran progressed high up into Mason. Even Stanart's been reset out of his little waterway as well, the garrison being taken down. Let's go take a quick look at that waterway because it is a key point in this map. Are GOF going to commit anything into it? They are. 6'9", 120 pounds. Looking to push his way up that waterway. He's going to come across Zark at some point though. We see 76s, and now they've killed those Panthers. Looking to just get a little bit more aggressive here. Dual 76s into the point. One goes down, though. Gets taken out. Not sure what hit that. Must have been a hell of an AT gun shot here from Ritter, I think. And even this medium Sherman, or is it 76? I can't quite tell from this range. Whoop, let's see. It's the medium Sherman. He's taken 2 hits already. One into the barrel, though. This AT gun, though, we've got to check out the view it's got because it's doing some absolute damage. I don't think this tank knows where it is. Romulus, I don't think, has got a clue. AT gun's whiffing all over now, though. Let's take a look at this AT gun. I wanna just take a look at this. I can't ping, unfortunately, because I do have squad mates today. I suppose I could ping his own AT gun, I suppose. Look at this AT gun, though. Unbelievable spot. And able to look across the field between the houses there and just past the trees into an unbelievable zone. It's really, really nice match prep, and that's the sort of level that you get at this level. It becomes so easy for those players to do that. Myth almost gets taken out by a rocket. I think that's his own friendly rocket, I'm not too sure. Caffey there goes and defends the garrison. Shadow of Death desperately trying to get these garrisons down, but no luck so far for him. We're seeing, though, 6'9", 120 pounds. Really pressuring far up the waterway now, getting really aggressive. He needs to just hold at this stage, let his infantry come and take over for him. He doesn't need to be doing all of the fragging himself. Sempu making the run up the road. 6'9" goes down pretty easy. I think that's Chris takes him down. Looks like we've got a 76 moving up behind Sempu as well, though, being flanked by friendly infantry. There is a tank just at the end of this section of road, potentially just behind some hedgerows there. That'll be Chill Music. He must be in a Panther. He is behind just that one hedgerow there. They do have a couple of tanks up, though. Picasso is going to be trying to pick up his tank mates in his Panzer IV. Second Panther here on the south side, so they're not grouping up Panthers just yet. We're not seeing that from 116 too much. Seeing it much more so from GOF, that's for sure. AT gun on the south side goes down and flares up from the recon guys calls in artillery into waterway, and they're going to try and lock down this this route in, which is good. As I said, I didn't expect to see artillery out of this zone too much this game. With one protected artillery, you do expect to see it making a good bit of work. We've got Kieran riding a 76 here, though. Since he's damaged, he's got the satchel on it. They're just looking to defend this satchel here. So this 76 does look like it potentially will go down. Kieran gets taken out, riding that tank. 6'9", goes in close, though. Potentially he's going to go check for the satchel. It's too little too late, though. This satchel's about to go off. Oh, he's right next to Sins. He's still not seeing him. Sins done a great job just defending that one. 76 goes down just outside of checkpoint. And we're seeing an absolute tank graveyard as these guys just trade blow for blow in the tank battle. Let's take a look at town, see what sort of presence we have. Decent presence here coming in from GOF. They need to be a little bit quicker on this attack at this stage if they can be. Imox, Shen and Myth really shift Wing their way forward here towards checkpoint. They are doing well to keep this width, and they are going to continue being this nuisance. But I'm not too sure whether they can get the bodies in, because the presence in the front door is so strong here, with Kieran still being able to pressure forward. Ritter also pressuring forward. Stanot back into the waterway. You love to see it. Stanot's currently, he's got to be man of the match so far for me. He's been persistent. I know Kyle got that. He got that little snipe with the on the truck at the start, and that was lovely to see. But Stanot just being so persistent in this meat grind is fantastic. Florian on the artillery also has been absolutely slaying away. I'm going to take a quick peek at the stats, see if there's anything interesting. Oh boy, there's something interesting on the stats. Let's flip over to the stats very quickly. Just here, I do have the Archon link. Look at the kills for Florian already. 2.2 kills per minute. Silo's going to be the other artillery player, and he is picking up 1.57 kills per minute. But Florian here is absolutely slaying. He is destroying GOF. And this is one of the counter arguments against one protected artillery. With him able to just sit there, totally defended, totally protected, he has got time to pick his shots. There's no rush. Original K here with the M1 Garand, and even the carbine. What are you doing with the carbine? And placing those AP mines as well, doing very, very well. Kit as well. We saw him rocking the AT kit, doing nicely at 41 kills per minute. Are those guys just above our 1 kill per minute stage? Kale, the G43, and the Puma with plenty of kills. It's pretty even on this kill front, though. Bit of a mix of players in this area, but Florian absolutely dominating right now. Let's flip back to the game here, as we see Kieran is still up inside this point, playing aggressive onto Mason. The Panther's got aggressive again as well, picks up 2 kills there. Nice to see from Chill Music how aggressive. I love the aggressive tank plays that we are seeing in this game. It's really, really nice to see. Black Swan and Belos as well, trying to get some pressure out from Cemetery, but Shen's been reset here. Alex is back here. Tyler Hydrant, I'm not going to say his name because he doesn't deserve it. Noir as well, trying to pressure Cemetery for now. We've got to see this artillery start dropping on Kieran's outpost. There we go. I think we're starting to see it now. Because actually, it's crazy how long he's been there, totally unmarked and unpressured by artillery. That's going to shut him down, no doubt about that. Stanot still making his way up this waterway very, very slowly. Looks like a couple of explosions here, a couple of AT guns get taken out, but the garrison here, big spawn wave. Artillery dropping in, though, straight onto the garrison. Fantastic from Florian. Must have picked up 6 or 7 kills with that one shell alone. And we see cap pressure now coming in at Mason. That garrison is totally out of usage here. 6'9", 120 pounds, and Killswitch the only ones to live on that garrison so far. Looks like we just saw a tank kill in the rear here. Was that Chill Music being taken out by AT? Potentially it was. Let's take a quick peek down. No, that was a Panzer IV by the looks of things. getting taken out. So Chill Music should still be up. He is indeed. I can see him now up inside the point at Maison de Creek. Big spawn wave comes in. It includes tankers, but the artillery again absolutely shredding, slaying. Florian here doing God's work on this artillery. They're going to cap it thanks to the artillery alone, one might think. Unbelievable play. They need an aggressive tank if they want to come defend this. But looking at the map, there is no tank in sight. We've got just one Stuart forward here. No 76ers able to get aggressive. You see a couple of GOF players going down in cemetery as Greyhounds have progressed a little bit further forward now and are able to pressure from this northern side. Imok's been a little ratty boy though. He's still within the zone and able to help defend. GOF just getting enough kills here though. Kieran's outpost, surely it's going to be taken down here. Rocket from Prankster goes in onto the Panther. The first rocket goes in. He's going to be reloading. Does he have a second available? Doesn't look like it. Kieran's outpost is so far progressed. Prankster just taking his time, picking shots off, clearing that outpost nicely. Prankster going to make a bit of a dash towards it. Does he have the grenade skills to throw it? Spawn comes in. Dopix and Synths spawn in. Dopix picks out Prankster, but the outpost goes down, and that's the main pressure on the front gone. Oh, and Stuart's dived here. Puts a shot in at the 76. He's only going to get tracks though. He's going to get taken out. Oh, he's missed. Has he? He's missed his first shot. And the Stuart just gets away, hitting tracks onto him. Don't know how the Stuart survived that. Poor from Peasy there in that Panther. He's going to be disappointed with that miss. Stanot's garrison back up. Kieran's going to be able to get forward again. The cap pressure for now is stalled, and I'm going to have to take a drink after that little bit of play here. I do just want to see, though, is this artillery still dropping? It is. The garrison's totally out of action. You've got to just take this garrison down yourself. Get the commander to take this down and just clear up here. Bombing run comes in. It's going to take this garrison down, as it does. Just towards the end of it, gets that garrison out of there. But I don't like that. I don't want to keep that garrison up. It's been just farmed by infantry. You've done them a favour. Now another bombing run comes in here, trying to clear out this northern presence. That's where they feel the threat is. How far is this bombing run going to travel though? Will it be able to take out Stanot's garrison? That's the real question. No, it just survives. It wasn't long enough. Just needed to be that a little bit more. Now artillery from GOF dropping on that garrison though, and that's going to lock this down. Stanot's got himself up into the trench line, but his garrison's going to be camped. There's no doubt about this, and we see the counterattack coming in here. Imox goes down, but Myth, Beef, Kit, Killswitch, Prankster all in a good position here to get some good pressure into checkpoint. As we zoom out, there is not a lot here from Greyhounds. They're being shuffled around here by GOF. GOF defending so well there. Artillery still dropping within that zone, and they're actually dropping supplies there. No garrison in sight though. It got taken out by the bombing run. Must just have had the call out for those supplies being dropped in that area, and this garrison here is being camped by artillery. But will the artillery get a little bit complacent, and will they just move off this zone here and just move that artillery away and leave that garrison able to be spawned on? We'll see, because no infantry is trying to take Waterway. A couple of players spawned in. Synths goes down pretty quick. Dopix goes down as well. Artillery still dropping at the same time. And we see so many GOF players back having to defend this zone. Who have we got moving up here though? Imox again pushing himself forward, trying to get himself into checkpoint. We'll see what he does with this, whether he can stay alive here as he starts to try and pressure Kieran. He gets taken down by Chris though. Good defensive play from Chris, well read there. Let's take a look at the garrison situation for 116 here. Let's just draw this. Got one nice backup garrison, got still at the Stanot garrison forward as well. This northern garrison with the majority of players coming out of it here. They clearly feel that Stanot is able to defend this zone with his squad at the moment. and because they've lost and been totally shoved out of checkpoint here, sorry, not checkpoint, cemetery, they're going to try and get some players pushing these sorts of zones here now, I think, just to add a little bit of spice into it. Stanok goes down, though. I think his garrison's going to be taken out for now. Backup garrison's just gone red, though. Recon back there. We'll see if they respond to this. Looks like Able Squad maybe will go back there and go defend this. Jig Squad's going back as well. And look at this. This is such a fantastic outpost. Because what we were seeing here, what we're seeing with this outpost that I'm just going to circle here, we saw Imox and co coming down from 3-story, but they were just able to cut that off and really pressure it from a different angle there. And that's going to have caught them unawares and given them control of 3-story once again. Finally took that drink there. Apologies, I know it makes a massive noise when I turn that microphone off. Kurt flavoured Dual Pods. Is this Pro League hell at least? Yeah, it's about as close as you can get to it. These are two major teams. GOF kind of finished 8th in the seasonal. I don't know where 116 finished actually. I think they might have been 4th perhaps. In the last seasonal tournament. That's about as close as you're going to get for good rankings here. Greyhounds are top of HCA though. But yeah, this is about as close as you can get. Wix is absolutely right saying it's not pro, but it's a competitive tournament. I absolutely recommend you check out more games going on around the seasonal. Sorry, within the HCA. My mistake there. Look at this spawn wave come in. What is this? The Stanok garrison proving fruitful again. They've put more players in. They've flipped into the front door once again. Trying to pressure it from this side. They're getting taken out by the tank though, and Skyfy here in good positions to be able to defend that pressure. But as I was saying, check out the other HCA games. Plenty of good replays within the Discord and on Twitch if you search for them. But this is good defending by GOF. They're doing well. But I'm so impressed with 116. I don't watch too much of 116, I must be honest. Obviously, being a member of Void, I have played in the GOF team, so I know how they play, and I've seen that quite a bit. But these Greyhound guys, they're so aware of the map, and they just know everything going on. They sniff it out incredibly quickly. It's really, really clever from them. Artillery going back out again. From Florian into the point. He's just going to pick up more kills though. It's incredible. I'm going to take a quick look. He's at 140 kills so far. 2.75 per minute. Florian, you are just destroying at the moment. Unbelievable. But for now, GOF unable to really get any pressure into checkpoint. That's worried 116 for the last 55 minutes. We haven't seen too much from the tank play so far. We're just going to focus down on the 76 and then take a quick peek at our map to see if we can spot any Panthers rolling up. Looks like a no. The tanks have been totally wiped here from the perspective of the 116. They do have enough for a heavy, and they have just spawned that in down south, and we're going to see Chill Music taking this one, but we've got another Luke's coming up from Rap and Sengir here in the Panzer IV moving up as well. But the fuel economy is not fantastic for 116 right now. That's the only downside that you can really say about them for now is that they're only 20 fuel, having just spawned a Panther. It's going to take quite a bit to get another one out. They have just popped in Courage though, so we're going to see that come out potentially just at the end of the cooldown. Maybe in another 4 or 5 minutes we might see the second Panther start rolling out. From the GOF perspective, obviously I don't get to see their resources at all, but we're only seeing 176 on the map for now. at least that I can see. See, Gecko, I talked about him playing the long route. I mean, he's still at it here. He's going to come across Mick Jordan, new commander for GOF since Monarch left and rejoined. Mick Jordan took over the role of commander there. The Luke's here. You can hear it absolutely popping off, though. And look at the defensive tank. This is so defensive. There's no one even in it. They must have redeployed. So I don't know whether you just grab yourself a little solo tanker maybe and stick him inside that. It's just a bit of a stationary gun up the waterway. I'm not too sure what you could do with that. You know, potentially there's going to be some usage for that though. Otherwise, it's just going to time out eventually. You might as well try and just dive it and grab an outpost or something or other. Just get some use out of it. Fenrir here, he was top of our deaths, but he's progressed up quite far here and quite nicely. Towards the point. Let's take a look. Florian again, he's got this garrison just nailed. It's in a good spot because only half the artillery really is going to land. You know, they get at the other side, the shell lands the other side of the hedgerow, they're not going to die, they will be safe. But in general, there's nothing going on in the front door. Neither team able to push through this artillery wall that has been set up by GOF and 116. Great rocket from Muck Snapper there to take out a couple of people, splashing off that backboard. Really, really nice indeed. Since then goes down, this is going to allow I Poop Naked to really push forward. One would have thought. And if they can get some pressure inside this front door entrance, then it's going to be nice. It's going to be good for them to be able to take checkpoint. But this wide attack from Greyhounds, they're going to just be able to collapse so quickly on it, one might have thought. Double AT guns up in the northwest of checkpoint in that spot I called earlier that we saw. But just look how far around these guys are going to get some form of an attack. You know, I'm not too sure whether Zark and Medini need to be out here, in my opinion. At this stage, just redeploy, get yourself into Mike Outpost. We can see here Cobra looking to get around the point. He's going to bring one garrison slightly closer in. They're using these red zone garrisons just to inch their way through at the moment. And they're somehow they're able to hold this garrison here. But I think that's more down to GOF just not particularly putting too much into waterways at all. The Panzer IV we saw that was moving up this road here, if you were paying close attention, we did have a Panzer IV moving up this road. He got taken out in pretty swift order there. And so they're going to know there's something within that zone, maybe a 76, maybe just AT infantry up there. Let's take a look though. What do we got coming on to the Stanok garrison? Big push from GOF here. Dictive is going to find it. Just get your rocket on it, take it down. Don't waste your time here. Speed is of the essence here with 30 minutes to go. There's plenty of time, but you do need to cap this point at some stage. And that's going to be, you know, you're going to be doing that by getting up this waterway. But Caffey there up on the rooftop takes down Blums. And I think we're gonna very, very quickly see artillery dropping from Florian into this waterway. We've got smoke dropping in from GOF. Nice to see. That's going to stop Caffey from being able to do anything from the rooftop, but he has been taken down, in fact. Let's see them get aggressive, though. Let's see them really start pushing this waterway, because it is wide open. They are going to be able to get the way through it. Sempu here looking to make his way up a roadside as well within the meat grind area. There's not too much within that either. Stanop potentially going to make his way through road rather than waterways. But look at the defensive presence from GOF here. They've got so many people trying to defend Cemetery. They really need to commit some more of these players forward, in my opinion. But then again, I suppose, will they get overrun? Cemetery is a bit of a bastard to try and defend. It's really not the funnest of spots to be in. But look how wide Shen and Tango Fuzzmeister are here. And they're even actually, they're going defensive by moving towards this eastern side rather than coming down towards the west. But that may be because we do have Myth, Steve, and Imox here really working their way through. For me personally, GOF just not able to commit their numbers into the right zones at the right time. 116 are doing that. And that's why we haven't seen a GOF cap just yet. Look, the checkpoint is pretty much wide open. You know, they could storm through, but Florian's about to shut the door on them, I think. And by dropping that artillery into the wallaway. Realistically, though, here, this artillery absolutely favouring 116s at the moment, because they're just able to defend checkpoint with just so few people. But decent spawn wave comes in. 6'9" now has pushed forward. Senpu has taken down Stanop, and he's able to really get far forward here. He's going to come face to face with two tanks, though, if he's not careful. But with the artillery smoke dropping, they're not going to be able to use that MG in the house. Senpu has found himself a little bit of cover. He's wiped Stanop's outpost at the same time as well. Takes down Feet Tony inside the point. He's going to go turtle up a little bit. No, not quite. Salat takes him down. What a shame. Do have artillery dropping now on the move mark. That might shut down this zone as well. But, oh wow. Blums' squad absolutely slaughtered by Clerica there. It's great MG work from him. Mucksnapper has pushed forward, though. We're going to see the satchel come out from him. He's got this, got the trench gun. Now, he's got that satchel down. We're going to see Clerica go down. That's going to allow Blums and his squad to spawn again, but they've got artillery dropping back on top of them. So, my lord, what are you doing? Florian reading this game just to perfection right now. Over on the northern side, though, we're seeing some good presence here from GOF. I want to see them commit now. Commit to one of these attacks. 27 minutes to go. Loads of time left. But they need to commit and just get this control. Because for now, 116, they're on the ropes. They are able to they're going to be able to defend this for now as they start committing a few more players back into defense. But they are there for the taking. There's no doubt about this. They are there for the taking. Clerica did go down to that satchel, but unfortunately no one's going to be there to take advantage of it. Got a bit of a tank fight going on as well. 76 up against Panther. Panther's going to have to back off, I think. Looking to try and put himself behind the hedgerow, and he does just about do it. Vuk hops out to repair. Clerica now is a little satchel boy. He's going to try and mine this house up, I think. Able to put mines within this house, one of those odd ones where you can place stuff within buildings. Fenya is going aggressive, though. He gets taken out, but the knowledge that they're spawning there is so great. And come on, let's know, Florian, don't move the artillery. Keep it going now. Keep it going. It's in a great spot. 76 here being repped up by Bebo. Both tanks took one shot each. They both know what each other are as well. But Caboso here... Oh, Caberos. God, I've been saying it wrong the entire time, haven't I? Caberos. Now, he's managed to get that field run done again. He's run the gauntlet once more, and he's got his outpost up wide. Black Swans even made it down. We've seen him pressure from Cemetery so often this game, and look where he's managed to get himself to. He's going to be triggering some outposts and garrisons you might have thought here by now by being so far up, but if his outpost is close by, it is. Easy squad here. Prep squad as well have pressed forward. Item squad, Belos, Gecko as well. They've turtled up at checkpoint. They've really narrowed off. Look, we can see this here. Let's see the narrowing off of the defensive checkpoint. We used to have players all the way up on town, but now everything is centered around checkpoint. I think we'll still see these guys look to press forward to this northern side. I think they'll look to press out of the cap sector, but for now they've got GOF out of it on this northern side. If they can now just walk this artillery forward and take this zone, they're going to look really, really strong. Plenty of players now filtering through. A little bit of speed from these guys would be good. Looks like Gecko did get reset, but they're now pressuring from two sides at Mason, going to split that infantry. And in fact, they've even able to progress up the road as well. And so while this cap pressure has stopped for now, because GOF have won a couple of those gunfight engagements, the danger is still there after being on the ropes. These guys have done so well here just to flip this game over. 116 looking incredibly dangerous here. Living life absolutely on the edge in the northern side, defending with as few people as possible. Panther, I think, is actually going to start diving here. Which is interesting. They know where the 76 is. They know it's here. So it's interesting that they're going to run this Panther forward and expose themselves. They're just clearly feeling pretty confident on this, wanting to support their infantry as best they can. Artillery immediately dropping up there towards Hammer, and that tank is going to take out the tank simp and potentially give this Panther the edge on this fight if they do ever take the engagement. They seem to know it's there because Peasy is turning his gun towards it. They must have some form of mark on it, but they're not going to see it just yet. Although it is starting to back up, they might actually just catch tail end of this. Hammer goes down at a great time. Driver stops, gun starts to turn. 76 peaks. First shot goes to the Panther. 76 takes a knock there, but it's in a good defensive position. This Panther's not going to be able to get the kill on it, I don't think. But the 76 is in a bit of a precarious spot. They can't get out and rep due to the artillery. So they're going to have to just reverse out. That's going to expose them to any other tanks that might be looking this way. Unfortunately, they're not. And this Panther now, having moved so far up, they know they can't rep it due to the artillery, but they've just taken the Panzerschreck shot. That's going to leave them one shot to any other tanks nearby. They take the 76, they win that trade. Deektiva's surely got the second shot to engine it. No, Panther turns. Panther lives to see another day. He needs to start reversing though. Got to start backing out of this area. Got to try and get his artillery, his infantry up. Artillery drops there, takes down the support that was sat on top of him. Second Panther into the front door here. This is why they were confident about diving the first Panther. The second Panther now has pushed all the way forward. Let's see them walk this infantry in now. Let's see them really progress here. Blackstorm still is up, but they're being killed. I'm not sure who's taking them down, actually. I'm sure what's killing them. It could be Alex. It could be the worst guitarist able to hit that outpost. But certainly, they're doing a good job. And in fact, I think, no, the outpost is not down just yet. It's down the other side of the hedgerow. We'll see how they press here, but Dog Squad has pushed up. We see Mike Squad in Gecko. He's reset himself to take the waterway, and they're now really getting far up the waterway here as best as they've looked all game. This has got to be as good as they've been. Panther goes down next to Gecko though. Must be a 76 or an AT gun starting to press forward. It's such a shame they didn't drop that Panther off, rep it up, and go again to be able to encourage the pressure staying alive. But once again, GOF have withheld this pressure at Mason, doing fantastically so far to keep a hold of this. Alex is pushed far forward now though, and is going to get into this northern side of the point from that black shooter outpost. Monarch with a great rocket there. Onto where we just saw that artillery land. It takes out two. Gecko goes down as well. Artillery mark again though from Florian. Goes out onto that garrison, gets a couple of kills once more. Let's take a quick look. With 20 minutes to go at the stats. I will show them this time though. 181 kills so far for Florian. 2.69 kills per minute. Blum's there with 60 deaths, 0.89 a minute. He is putting in some absolute work. We can see, though, that actually in terms of deaths, just purely due to Florian, GOF are up there because all of these guys, Blums, I Poop Naked, Swarm, Out of Bounds, Senpu, Muck Snapper, We've seen those guys within this meat grind section a lot during this game. But look at this. Kit here is just flying as infantry. Got top kills so far at 71 as infantry. But close behind him is Swarm. So the GOF infantry doing really, really well here to keep up with this. And it is still even in terms of the infantry battle. But the difference at the moment is just the artillery. Nearly 80 kills more for 116 is a whole lot. Let's take a look at this point, though, because infantry's got themselves far forward. Artillery's dropping up towards this garrison once again. Saw a little bit of a miss there. We'll see artillery drop in just 6 seconds. There you go. It starts dropping. Kills 2. And they've got infantry far up here. Plane comes in. Let's check this bombing run. That's got to be 116 clearing that garrison out. Again, it's nice play. They've taken it down. But 76 now starting to dive. There's no tanks from 116 up and present at the moment. So this tank can afford to dive. Can't afford to expose its side to anyone. But if he can just push himself up to this hedge line here, he will be pretty safe. Gun to the left and you'll clear out the point. Gun to the right and you'll stop any reinforcements coming in. Good defense again. Good recall from GOF. But 116 very slowly starting to squeeze this now. Really starting to tighten the noose on this point. And we even see, is that an airhead? That is. It's going to be an airhead dropping down towards Kale, and Salat is going to land within this little compound here. They're going to try and spawn players into that. It's going to be spotted. They're going to know where it lands. But we'll see if Robert can get forward with the satchel as the assault player. He could clear this out here. He's doing well so far to get forward. Oh, but he gets taken down by Kale, having a fantastic game here. Airhead lands. It is safe within it. Will they get a spawn wave? We'll see. It's going to be vulnerable to grenades at this stage. Let's see the spawn wave. Make it a good spawn wave. Are we going to get one? Craven presses it now. Shen's in there as well. They've taken out the airhead there. Lobbed a grenade in. Nice defend. And they've held on once again. Mason. Now, are they going to counterattack? No, because look at 116. They've read the situation. They know the counterattack is going to be coming. And they have set themselves up here to defend that. Plenty of players back for it. And they're very, very slowly narrowing this game off. Look at how narrow they've made it now. Everyone within the cap sectors here. We still see Gecko coming in from the north. We've got Prep Squad now coming in as well from the north. Let's see if they can get this garrison up here. That'll be interesting because it's another zone that they can pressure from. If they do, and pressure from quickly as well if it's live. But for now, they've narrowed off. They do need to extend their presence here. They do need to take this entire section. They need to take the sort of 600 by 800 meter zone there if they want to see this game out, because GOF won't go down without a fight. There's and they haven't been so far. With just 15 minutes to go, we are going to see a bit of a late pressure come in from GOF. They will commit towards the end of games. They will pull the goalkeeper. I've seen it before with them, where they'll throw everything at it towards the end. As the games do not get away from them, I think is what I want to say. They don't let a game die off. We'll see how 116 do. They're known for good prep work. They're known for prepping next points for quick takeovers. They're known for their really nice defensive play as well. Incredibly difficult to play against. I think I've played them once before and I didn't enjoy it because they are just so good on that defense. But 116 starting to cover off the meat grind once again. GOF unable to take full advantage of that area. GOF are making good work here, though. They're winning their trades right now in this northern side. This is really interesting from them. Yeah, Nami, not everyone is built to handle muck. In fact, quite frankly, no one should be built to handle muck. No one should be subjected to it either. Not that I'm biased at all, because I'm sure Greyhounds have got a knobhead on their team. But we see GOF here is very, very slowly pushing down. They are taking ground up here. They are winning their trades. Just lost all of my frame rate for a second there. Must have been something big going on the map at some point there. But this is absolutely the area to be in for now. They're pushing. I told you they would commit late on in the game if they needed to, and they absolutely are doing that right now. Feet Tony, he's just up by Mason. He's not going to be doing too much, but we see here a bit of a wave from GOF coming forward. Not too many players back to defend. The artillery is having to drop to defend this. But Stanok goes down. Infantry in the point now. One of them, Kit, who is top fragger in this game so far, as infantry. The Muck, he's going to be coming in with the satchel, surely. Let's see, is he running that shotgun class? The shotgun class might be a bit of a meme, but it does come with the satchel. Oh, he gets taken down, though. Panther lives to fight another day. We'll never know. But 116, dropping infantry back in. This south side has been so well defended the entire game. The GOF unable to make that sort of field run at any stage during this. And that's just really allowed 116 to focus their infantry on the north when needed, and then commit players to the south when they want to make their own push there. It's been really, really nice from them. But infantry, they've pressed so far here. We've got, we've got two different squad leaders within the zone, it must be. So we've got two AT guys. They are really committing here, but contest at both points. Unbelievable. Feet Tony, that's why he's there. He's just going to keep them honest, forcing them to keep players back within that zone. But good lord, look at the GOF wave here. Robert and 6'9" taking the waterway now. This could be a GOF cap. There's no doubt this could absolutely be a GOF cap. Killswitch takes down a tank there. Panther is getting a little bit exposed. He can only be taken out from behind, though. And so he should be safe for now with his rear backed up until they lose the point, if they lose the point. But he's just taken one hit there, looks like from a tank. Panther goes down to the double 76 move. Just caught this double 76s here. And here we go. Real presence from GOF within this cap sector now. And we see a cap race happening. 116 have committed from the south again. Belos has managed to get his way into it. But GOF are absolutely, with these double 76s, gonna be a nuisance. And they're gonna cap this, I think, maybe. Double 76s in the point with just 1 minute 20 seconds on the cap timer remaining. This is looking really, really good. We'll see how they deal with this, though. Plenty of 116 players spawning in to defend. They've got the cap pressure now to defend it. And in fact, they might even flip the cap over. 116. Just disgusting plays here. Playing so well. I think it's just in favour of GOF, that cap timer. But I honestly cannot tell. We've got to keep both of these points in mind here. Because Mason to Creek is totally in control by 116, and GOF have fully committed. GOF are just ahead. I can't tell who's ahead. I think 116 maybe are ahead on this cap timer. Oh my god! Someone get the ruler out. I don't know. I can't tell. 76 is in the point though, making a nuisance of himself. Did see some infantry get taken out. Double 76 is there, one defending the other. But I think maybe 116 have got this. If they can just keep their infantry alive up there, this is going to go down to the wire. GOF have committed. I love the effort here, but I think it's going to get defended by 116 any second now. Just got to get some players within that strong point and they will defend. They've just had a little tick on it. There you go, defense coming in. Defensive bombing run comes in. It's going to kill just enough players here to get the defense off, thanks to the tank that's just put itself into the strong point. The two-man tank of Romulus and Hammer here, just providing enough cap weight. This is a crazy end to this game. But they get taken out and they contest again, and they start capping once more. Big spawn wave comes back in from GOF as they realise that they cannot defend this. Now, let's take... this is sacrilege, really, to not take our eyes off the action. Let's take a look at the map. No, they don't have the garrison. The Stanok garrison is down. They can't commit any more into it. What they've got is what they've got. They just need to outfrag now. They just need to outfrag. But I think we see here both 76s from GOF went down in that assault, and they're going to cap the point. Unbelievable from 116. Fantastic plays. That is a truly astonishing cap from 116. Unbelievable. To hold your nerve in a situation like that is unbelievable. Feet Tony and the rest of 116 have got balls of steel. You would never catch me playing like that. That is unbelievable to count the cap pressure in such a fine margin game. Unbelievable. And at 8 minutes 30 seconds to go, we need to see GOF here get the double cap at Mason into checkpoint. And 116 here, let's see, have they been quick on the presence at Mason? They've got 2 outposts up with recon as well, but they're going to go for it. I love watching 116 here. This is incredible. Look at what they're doing. They're going to pressure immediately from the north. And we know, because, look, they've read this so well, we know that they're only going to have tank crews and 1 artillery gunner there. From GOF, and so they're able to get this garrison up, whereas normally it just wouldn't be on, and they're going to be able to pressure Rousseau de Firm. They're going to be able to pressure this. They've got the garrison up inside Mason. It's not pinging hot. It's just cap weight pressure here within this sector from GOF. They are able to stack a lot of players back here because they do have total control of it for now, and if they just need to maybe, you know what, let's see them take a page out of the core playbook here, I think. Let's see them just keep this tank defensive at checkpoint and just shuffle your infantry forward to Mason. Stay defensive at checkpoint. This is the winning pressure cap here. That's where they really need to be. But they're defending so far. Look at the presence GOF have as they're making their way into Mason. But huge spawn waves coming in, and 116 turtling up on the point now. 3 minutes to make this cap come in from GOF. They've got to cap Mason within 3 minutes. 2 minutes per cap. They've got to make this happen here. Rocket goes out, unable to hit. I think that's the recon tank diving. That's Nah. Is it the recon tank? Yes, it is. It gets taken down. 1 shot there. The Big Mac taken down. Nah there. That was a desperate attempt from Nah to get that in. We see an explosion here. Looks like artillery dropping onto, what's that, an AT gun gets taken out. And Swarm as well. Florian just on point as always with this artillery. But south side now being given up by 116 to GOF. 6'9", we've got Blums, we've got Steve all pushing forward here. Blums takes down the outpost and then just runs away. Vuk just spawned in, takes him out. And we're seeing everyone just spawning back, but unbelievably cap pressure in at the final. We talked about this pressure coming in. They've got the outpost up. Who is this? Was that Gecko? It's got to be Gecko, isn't it? Yeah, Mike Squad Gecko. And in fact, we even see the pre-prepped supplies being placed earlier on in the game. Cobra gets the garrison up, and it's live. It is good. They are going to be able to flip players into this if they really want to. But the main fight's still happening at Mason. GOF really making their way forward now. Up close and personal. GOF have been fragging incredibly well all game, doing fantastic work against 116. But Mug Snapper goes down. We've got the medic out, Ramari. No, the Chad medic is in play. He's even got the white helmet. He's given up on the game, I think. He doesn't care anymore. Alex with the MG, covering that front assault. Great positioning and reading of that. Unbelievable. And cap pressure again, it comes in at the final. It's just been contested now. Let's take a quick peek over towards Rousseau de Firm. They've dropped players back in to defend it. Cobra's coming around though. Gecko and Nice are in there. They've got just enough players spawning in here. Off this rear garrison, they've gone for it. They've fully committed to the 5-0. I can't believe they've committed. What was this? I can't believe they've committed all into the sector cap. They've done everything to put him in there. Even Luck Gummy's come off of recon to spawn on that outpost. And they are full committing to take Rousseau de Firm. Let's take a look at Maison, as it's just Cadaver and Ruid in there at the moment. GOF gonna base trade them maybe. Big spawn wave comes in, and the defense is on for Maison with that huge spawn wave. Ramari's in there with the pistol. He gets 1 kill. Is he on the pistol? Or is he on the M1 Garand? I'm not too sure, but he gets taken out nonetheless. But let's take a look towards Rousseau de Firm, as it is blinking cap pressure here. Tango Fuzzmeister's in the wheat field now. They've got infantry back. They've had to fully commit players into this now, I think. 116, but they've won the game here, so they can go all in. Under 4 minutes to go now, with 2 caps to go. That's a fantastic game from 116. That is unbelievable. What a game. What an ending as well. Crazy end to this game. Fantastic from 116. They were just so good defensively. They are an absolute nuisance here. And GOF committing everything they've got back into the defense. They're not going to be beaten 5-0. They're going to keep it at the 4-1. Little bombing run comes in. Doesn't take out too many though. Luck Gummy's back into recon now. And is able to pressure from his own outpost. But what an ending. Unbelievable ending here. I cannot believe 116 held their nerve for the cap at Maison. That is incredible play from them. That's going to be well worth re-watching, I think. And it's going to show everyone that 116 are not to be messed with, able to just fully commit in that situation and get the cap off. Hats off. Unbelievable defense from 116. All game, their defense has been fantastic. I said Stanot's going to be man of the match for keeping that waterway cleared, but quite frankly, maybe it's Feet Tony for just holding his nerve on the cap there. Unbelievable. Maybe it's Florian with all of his kills. With 2 minutes to go here, let's take a quick look at our stats page here. As well, let me just go to OBS and flip over to the stats page. 231 kills, 2.71 kills per minute for Florian. Silo with 145, 1.7 minute. That is respectable, no doubt about it. Kale in at 97 infantry kills, a little bit of tank in there as well with him. So Kit is the only purely tank player. Only pure infantry player at 87 kills. Unbelievable from him at the same time. In terms of deaths, fair play to Blums, Muck Snapper, and I Poop Naked for coming in top 3 on that leaderboard. Really, really nice from them. But infantry-wise, this was a really even game. They were so close to evenly fragging out on this one, but the difference just being in Greyhound's positioning and able to flop players into the right zone, and then the artillery as well, was just absolutely fantastic. Really something worth watching this, and this is exactly why we enjoy competitive Hell Let Loose. But at the moment, we're seeing plenty of spawns back from 116. 50 seconds to go. This game is done and dusted. No caps being traded at this stage. It's all for pride and all for the stat padding now. So hopefully we'll see Kyle get up to that 100 kill mark as well. He'll be wanting to, being sat in at 97, there's no doubt. But I just love the fact that 116, they don't care. They're still going to throw players at Rousseau de Firm. Satchel goes off as well in the point. But 20 seconds, unbelievable. Let's take a look at the scores at the end of this game then. We see here we got in terms of big scorers. Florian with nearly 2,000 combat effectiveness. That's more than entire squads. Exclamation mark, GG boys, I love you. Is there a Super Bowl watch party on Discord? Oh yeah, Super Bowl tonight. Who gives a... Talk about Super Bowl. Not me personally, but maybe it is. Let's drop the GG in the chat as always. Let's commend the commander as always. Let's take a quick scan down these score lines here. Peasy picking up 1,000 combat effectiveness. He must have killed so many tanks to rack up 1,000. Unbelievable from him. But other than that, not too bad. Let's take a look at GOF. Their players already dropping out though. As I grab the XP, we'll take a quick scan down that page, and then I will be ending this stream pretty shortly afterwards. Let's take a quick scroll down the GOF scoreboard. 576 for worst guitarist, really nice. 750 for Kit, fantastic play from him. 3k score from Nas Tank Crew as well. Really great play from them, but what an ending to this game. What a game. So I do believe there is another game on today. We'll go for the raid at this stage as well. If they are still playing and it is still on, I'll find out about that one. But I believe that'll be DC versus TL. So stick around. I'll type in the chat if we are going to go for that raid, and we'll go check that one out as well. But guys, hope you'll have a great rest of your day. I'm going to leave you with the stats page, and take care.